I want to take this time to talk about how I coach a full approach. So here I'm going to start at the scratch line. I'll have the athlete stand within, and we're going to take 2 giant steps. So we're going to go 1, 2. And the reason why we do that is I want this space right here to be for the recovery of the full approach. Okay, so I'm somewhere between 9 to 10 feet. Okay, so from here, I'm going to initiate the run portion of my full approach. I personally like to coach a 7-step approach with 2 crossovers and a penultimate. So the way that I go about that is I'll have the athlete face the sector. I always start with the left foot back, and our left foot will be that first step. So if I'm doing a 7-step approach, I'm gonna have the athlete go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once they get to that 7th step, now we're going to transition into the crossovers. So as the athlete would withdraw, now we're going to count 1, 2, and on that 3rd step, that's when we're going to get ready for that penultimate, and we have that left, right, left. Okay. As I go about coaching this, I count each step until they get to that 7th step. And when they're doing the crossovers, I only coach counting the right step. Now, you can remix that any way, you can alter that any way that works for you. But for me, that's how I coached it. And I thought that was the easiest way to go about it. So we have 7 steps. As soon as they get to their 7th step, now we're gonna count the right crossovers, 1, 2, and on that 3rd step, we'll get ready for that penultimate, and that will be that left, right, left, okay? As that athlete does it, we are going to go through that same process. I always like to have the athlete say the numbers out loud just so they can kind of get comfortable with that transition. Once we have that, then I'll have the athlete do like an actual run through. So like they would go, I'll do a little bit slow motion. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, penultimate, and we're gonna find their spot. Now they can have a partner athlete mark where they landed, or if you have a tape measure, you can find out where they landed here. So like if I was to go through that whole approach, I would be somewhere around here. I have my shoe as my marker, and I know that this will be my start position. Now from that start position, I'll have the athlete do a few run-throughs, and we'll make any adjustments need be because they might find that they have a little more space than necessary. So I'll have the athlete run through a couple times, and we'll make any adjustments need be. Now, if you are going through that same process and you don't have a tape measure available, you can actually figure out where your runway would be or your run up would be with the Jav. So I'm going to grab the Javelin. I'm going to start at the scratch line. So like I know that my full runway is 72 feet. I'm going to use the sides of the Javelin along the runway to figure out where my position would be. So I'm here, and I'm just going to find my number using the length of the Javelin. Boom. Boom. You'll see a lot of intermediate to advanced throwers doing this if they don't have a tape measure available. Boom. Boom. And I would count how many of those turnovers I did with the Javelin. So let's say hypothetically, I wasn't counting. So let's say hypothetically I had 9. So I know that my spot is 9 of these Javelins. and I can just go through, and I know that this will always be my spot. Like I said, if I need to make any adjustments, I would make any adjustments, and I would have a marker just to know that, hey, this is my spot. All right, so here I'm going to demonstrate a full approach. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna start with my left foot back. I'm gonna take 7 steps. I'm gonna do 2 crossovers, and then I'm gonna do a penultimate. Okay, so I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, pen. Let me do that again. Bear with me, I'm a little old. I just turned 30 this year. So we're here. I have my spot. I know that my full approach is 72 feet. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, pen. Right? And as I spoke before, you're probably like, hey, like you said you hit the pen and you had all that space. Yes. When the athlete is, delivering the javelin, they're gonna take a couple steps as their recovery step, right? You wanna make sure that they have space for them to fully recover, and so they're not fighting, trying to stay in, okay? So you wanna make sure that they have space where they could put everything into the delivery and have space to recover. So as they go through, let them have space. If your athlete's like, hey coach, like I'm not close to the line, don't worry about being close to the line. You want to have space to recover. If you need to, maybe take a step in from the start of your run up, but give yourself space. I've seen countless athletes like, I need to be closer to the line. They try to get closer to the line, they end up fouling. What's the point of that? Okay, so make sure that they have space. Let the priority be their steps, not getting closer to the line. So here we're gonna talk about a 5 or 7 step approach. So I wanna start from the front again, and we are going to find our recovery zone, okay? So I'm gonna start at that scratch line. I'm here, I'll take 2 steps, boom, I'll start here. This space is just my recovery, okay? So let's use a 7-step approach, okay? So let me find my 7-step here. I'm gonna take 2 steps, 1, 2, and here I will start my 7-step approach, okay? So I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom. I'm roughly at 44 feet, right? I'll start here. I'll make any adjustments as I go through, as I see fit, or as coach or a teammate sees fit. Okay, so if I start here, I'm gonna go through my 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bah! And I have all this space to recover, okay? Make sure that you have recovery. Don't worry about getting close to the line. Use this space. This space is your friend. You want to make sure that you have enough room to put everything into the delivery. Don't worry about getting so close to the line. It's not worth fouling a good toss potentially, okay? So that was a 7-step. You could do the same thing with a 5. You could do the same thing with a 3-step. It's just finding out where you need to be along the runway, okay? So if you're here for a 3, boom. If you're here for a 5, boom. If you're here for a 7, and so forth. Here is a full approach. So I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. I'll do that again. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Okay. All right, so this one, I'm gonna go for my full approach, and I'm gonna add a release. Okay. So here, full release. So I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. That looked really good, I ain't gonna lie. Here, I'm going to do a 7 approach, 7 step. I'm gonna do 2 drills, and on my last one, I will do a toss, okay? So I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Same thing, 7 steps. As you do this, try to maintain that javelin in a good position. Okay, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing. Now, I'll do the same thing with a nice little toss, okay? So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have all of this space to recover, and I know I can put everything into my finish and not worry about scratching.